Hi, this is Patty Doe, Project Manager for Mutari's Just Hosted Voicemail Solution, and I am going to provide you with a quick administrator training video to get you started. If you have not received your login credentials already, Mutari will be providing you with the URL for access to the hosted voicemail web portal, as well as your administrator login ID and a temporary password that you can change once you have access to the system. So let's get started. When you open the portal, you will enter your administrator ID and password to log in. This will take you to the Users tab. To the right here, you see your system name. You can rename your system, but it is recommended you keep it as is so you can be quickly identified on the Mutari side should you need further troubleshooting. Down below are your search fields. You can search for users based on a name, mailbox, user ID. Because this is a hosted solution, you will mainly be using the name and mailbox search criteria. You can also search for names by begins with, contains, and in between shown in the next set of filtering options. And in this box, you have the option to put in your own search criteria. As you can see in this demo, we currently have 3 mailboxes set up. If you do happen to have a large number of users to add at any one time, the best thing to do is contact Mutari Project Manager and send them the user information as a CSV file that includes the user's name, ID, or mailbox extension and time zone, as well as the file type, either MP3 or .wav, that you prefer for the audio attachment in email. If you are using IP Office, we will also need you to include the user's first and last name. Mutari can take that document and quickly populate those fields for you with our tools on the back end. This portal is designed so that you can manually add and update users going forward. So here's how you set up a new user. The mailbox field here is not necessary for the hosted solution and can be ignored. What you want to do first is fill in the ID field, which is usually the user's mailbox extension. When you add a user ID, it needs to be in pipes. The 2 vertical lines shown here, so our system recognizes it as a voicemail box identifier and can then process and deliver back the message to the correct user. So it is very important to pipe that extension or ID. In some cases, there will be voicemail systems that also identify a user by name. So you may be entering the user's name between pipes along with their mailbox extension. In this field, you want to put in the user's full name. There is no specific format for this. It is really only to make it easier for you to locate your own users. The GMT field is where you enter the time zone for that user. And then here is your device group. This field will already be set up with your company's identifying name. You may only have one choice or may see several in the drop-down depending on how your organization's voicemail system is set up, in which case you would choose the correct group for that user. So once all the fields are complete, you will click on Add. Now you can see the new mailbox added to the users list. Next, you will need to add the address where Mutari is to deliver the user's messages. To do this, click on the view as it will take you to the user's profile page. Here, we will see device type, which defines an email template used for your message delivery. From the device drop-down, select EVM3, which automatically checks the active box. There may be other variations, but for the sake of this demo, the most common type will simply be EVM3. Now, add the user's email address. Next, make sure to select voice, since you are going to want to enable the application to access voice messages. And then you have the option to select all or urgent only. In most cases, you will simply want all messages processed. Next, check speech to text to make sure the user receives the voice message transcription in the body of the email. Next, select audio format for the audio attachment with a choice of WAV or MP3. The default and most common choice is the WAV file. You can disregard fax as that does not apply in a hosted setting. Make sure you click on Save. Now, once the user's extension is forwarded to the collection email address provided by Mutari, Any voice message left at the user's extension will be forwarded to that collection box, accessed by the Mutari application, transcribed, and delivered back to the user as an email containing the voice message transcription and audio attachment. In the user profile, you can also add additional devices. For example, users may want their notifications to also go to a personal email account. You may add up to 5 devices for each user license. To the right, you have a button to delete that specific device. You will also see a test button and a resend me all messages in my mailbox. Please disregard these as they do not apply to the hosted solution. So let's take a closer look at the log page. Here you can verify that a user is getting their messages processed correctly. To do this, close out this page to return to the user's page. Then click on the Status tab. This shows that EVM, which is the application Mutari uses to enable message delivery and processing, is running okay. Over here, you will see the log of message activity, showing the last 5 activities on a system. But if you click on More, you will see a display of up to 1,000 records. All of these logs are exportable to a CSV file. So here is what you are seeing. The system number is a unique identifier of you as the customer. Here you will see the voicemail box where the message was left. The message date is the date and time that the message was left, and the log date is the date and time when the message was processed and sent to the end user. Message UID is a unique number associated with each message. We use these unique identifiers for troubleshooting. Message type, in this case, it will always be voice. Here you see the file type for the audio attachment. Message size is described in seconds. So in this case, this was a 1-second message. Where the message came from, this is the device type you choose when setting up the user and will normally be EVM3. 2 is the address or addresses assigned to that user to receive the message. The transcribe column lets you know if the user is enabled for speech-to-text transcription. And then the results column will display success if Mutari was able to receive the message from the user's voicemail system through our gateway. The message was successfully processed, and then it was successfully delivered back to that user. If the message was not successfully processed, you will see an error message in this column. Usually, it will be an isolated case where poor audio quality prevented our system from transcribing to text. But if you see many users with error messages or consistent errors for a user, it might indicate a technical issue, which warrants contacting Mutari for troubleshooting assistance. The delete log link here is for the on-premise application, not hosted, so you can ignore that. So that's it. Again, if you have not already received it, we will be sending you the portal URL and your login admin ID and password. After you log in, you can change the password up here. Simply type in your preferred password, confirm that password, and click Update. If you have any questions or need assistance setting up users going forward, do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you for watching this training session and have a wonderful day.